Hey everybody, hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the lesson 4 of our advanced English vocabulary class. And our first word of today's lesson is concession. Concession basically is a noun and it means the action of conceding or something that you agree to do in order to end the argument. You have to make a compromise or the adjustment you make in order to end an conflict or any argument is basically a concession. In order to memorize this word, you can take a hint like concession, conclusion. To conclude the argument, we have to agree with them or we have to make a compromise. We have to make some adjustment. We have to make a concession. The examples are concession should be taken in the conflict to end up. We have to make some adjustment, we have to make some compromise and concession in order to end the conflict among two people. You can also see in the illustration that two people they are fighting, but there must a need of making a concession in order to end the argument. The next example is, as a concession for being late, the taxi driver offered me a 50% discount on the fare. This means that the taxi driver was late, he was not on the time, so he gave me a concession of 50% discount on the fare, or he made a compromise of 50%. Our next word is curtail. Curtail is basically a verb and it means to reduce in extent or quantity. To impose a restriction on, it means to decrease, to lessen, or to cut down, to shorten. To remember this word curtail, you can divide it into cut, tail. Curtail, cut, tail. If we cut the tail, the length of the whole body will reduce. You can also see in the illustration that the tail of the lizard has been cut down and her length or its length is reduced. So the lizard had been curtailed. The examples are, the class was curtailed to relieve the students. This means that the class was shortened. The time of the class was lessened in order to give relief to the students, to relax the students, to give them a free time. You can also see in the illustration that the class has been ended and students are they are enjoying. The next example is, we decided to curtail the event because people began to leave early. This means that the people were losing interest in the event and they were leaving, so we had to reduce the time of that event. We have to lessen the time and we have to curtail the event. The next word is covert. Covert is basically an adjective and it means something that's done secretly, and furtive act, something that's undercover or something that's private. A hint to remember this word is covert. Covert is from cover it. People cover the secret things. They cover the furtive things or private things. So covert, cover it. You can also see in the illustration that a person is holding a mask. So he is basically coverting his face. His face is being covered. The example are, police are part of covert mission. This means that the police are working on a furtive act or furtive mission. They have been supplying covert military aid to the rebels. This means that the rebels were given a furtive or secret or private military aid from them. Our next word is scupper. Scupper is basically a verb and it means sink a ship or its crew deliberately. Intentionally, you submerge, scuttle, or sink a ship or its crew. This is called scupper. Scupper came from scoop up. You can divide it into scoop up in order to memorize the meaning of scupper. When we put a scoop of ice cream up on the milk, so it will sink down. It will not float, so it will scupper down. You can also see in the illustration that a ship is scuppering into the water or it's sinking down into the water along with the crew. The pollution scuppers the pure environment. This means that the pure environment is sink down by the pollution. The next example is, the ship was scuppered and seriously damaged. Our next word is diligence. Diligence is a noun and it means careful and persistent work or effort. Perseverance, carefulness, attentiveness. This all is related to diligence. In order to memorize this word diligence, there is a hint: daily legend. Diligence, daily legend. Legends daily work persistently, they work attentively. So, diligence is for legends. The examples are: diligence is important to continue the work, carefulness or perseverance are the most important components if you want to work continuously, you want to work with attention, you have to be diligence toward show diligence towards it. His success was largely due to his diligence, due to his carefulness he was successful, or due to his attentiveness he was successful. So that's all for today's class. Hope we will meet in the next class. Bye.